Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Donovan Carter. I am here with the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. Today is Saturday, August 28th, and we're in Washington, D.C. And I'm here with
Lynnett Fox
and Jaelyn Cedillo.
Okay. Lynnett and Jaelyn, tell me why you're both here today.
We're here because my son and her brother, Jesse Cedillo, was killed March 14th, 2020 in Pueblo, Colorado by Sheriff's Deputy Jeffrey Alfonso. We're here today so that it's pretty simple. We have the demands, and that is to reopen all the cases, prosecute, and jail these killer cops. And we're here to fellowship with other impacted families to let everybody know we're not going away and we want justice.
Sorry, this just really hit me.
Did it just really hit you, baby?
No. Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
It's okay, baby.
Take your time.
It's okay.
It's just crazy how we're in Washington, D.C. for this. Like, it's not a vacation. It's not for anything that we truly want to be here, but we do. We want to be here. But it's sad why we're here. So, and
We shouldn't have to have over 300 chairs over there because police decided to take our loved ones' lives. And, you know, it's not even about right or wrong because it's wrong, period. And I don't care what anybody does. The police know better ways to handle things. If they can get somebody and arrest them peacefully, like Dylan Roof, like all mass murderers, the guy who shot up the Aurora theaters, they can do that for everybody. Just in New Year's, the sheriff's department in my town, they had the guy shot two sheriffs, and they in the head. It didn't kill him; it kind of grazed him, but they got him peacefully. How can they say that a 20-year-old boy made them fear for their lives? He was 20. He was scared shitless. You could see there was a video taken the day that he died by a neighbor, and the neighbor had sent it to the news because he was scared, and the cops had started harassing him immediately as when they found out he had a video.
And not just him and his family.
His family, his wife. But the video shows my son get out from underneath the car. Well, this video didn't show that. The police cam showed it. He got out. The officer came up, said, show me your hands. That's all he got out. He said, show me your hands. And boom, 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 boom. 15 times he shot him. At him. 5 of them hit him. He was scared. He rolled himself in the fetal position. He rolled himself trying to escape the bullets. And they said he was charging the officer. That was their narrative when it happened. And when we saw the news, it was a blurred vision. You know how, because they say for the violence, they're going to take out when they do that, they hurt the cases a lot of the times because we really don't see what happened. We hear that's the police narrative. It looked like what they were saying was true. It looked like a kid was running, he was blurred out, and then he fell to the ground. Now you could still see that it was excessive, that they shot at him and he was on the ground and they were still shooting. It was still excessive force. It was not justified no matter what, but you could not see what he was doing. So we got a hold of the video and we posted it on her page the next day without edited. And we made the conscious choice to do that, even though it was my baby, because we needed to prove that he was not what they were saying he was. From the minute that they shot him, they called him a career criminal. He was 20 years old. He had just turned 20. He was not a career criminal. He was a boy with a good heart and a good soul, and he loved his family, and he treated his friends good, and he treated everyone good. He had a heart. And that's what a lot of people don't know, and this town said to villainize him, and they made him look like he was horrible, and he wasn't. Had he got in trouble as a juvenile? sure as hell had. But he didn't deserve to die. He didn't
Did he
deserve.
even get in trouble mostly when he was a kid?
Yeah.
I think we should start from the top because we've kind of been just everywhere. So on March.
Could you hold a little bit close to your
Yes.
mouth?
So on March 14th, 2020, just hours after Breonna Taylor was killed, literally,
Hours. Yeah.
my brother was with some friends. It's said that a car was stolen and they're blaming my brother, but it was not my brother. He was with his friends, and they were in a stolen vehicle. They all split up and went different directions, and my brother was the only one who got caught. From what we know, we don't know if there was any other kids who got caught and they didn't say anything because he was killed. They're gonna keep that a hush because they killed someone. So he was the only one that was caught. He ran a block away and hid under a white truck in someone's parking lot or parking garage right by it.
The driveway.
The driveway, yes. So the officer looked for him for maybe 2 minutes. Then he found him. He proceeded to ask my brother to come out with his hands up. My brother then listened. He came out, and as soon as he picked himself up from the ground and had his hands up, the officer just started shooting him. It's like he lured him out just to kill him. They wanted him to die. So at that point, my brother was so scared, you could see it. He runs maybe two, 3 steps, and he puts himself into a ball on the ground. And when you watch the video, you could literally see bullets just grazing his body as he's on the ground, and it's jumping because the bullets are still hitting him as he's on the ground surrendering. They then surrender him and link arms and hide my brother's body from anyone from being able to see. And it's really weird, really sketchy. They say disgusting things, saying they tell the officer, Jeffrey Alfonso, they tell him, good hit, good job.
Good shot.
He then proceeded to call my brother a motherfucker.
3 times.
If that's okay for me to say. 3 times. And then in the video, he's trying to wipe his blood off his hands, and he says, I need to go and make sure this is the right guy. He didn't even know.
He wanted to go to his car because he wanted the keys to his car. And he says, I need to go to my car. This is the right guy, right?
There's also no police report. Or, I'm sorry, there is no police. When people call the police and there is a dispatch.
A 911 call.
911 call. There was not one. But in the report that they wrote up, the woman who reported her car stolen, it was at a youth facility. She said that the person was wearing khaki pants. He was about 6 foot tall, and he was left-handed. My brother was not wearing khaki pants. He is not 6 feet tall. He's about 5'5", 5'6", and he is not left-handed.
No, he was severely right-handed to the point where he broke his right hand when he was 10, and his teachers they had to write for him because he could not. He couldn't do anything with his left hand. So there was no way he was going to go charging somebody with the gun. And from the beginning, it's been almost what you would say a cover-up. It's been a cover-up.
100%, it's a cover-up.
Jesse had indeed been at that youth center before, where this woman was, allegedly carjacked by him.
He actually lived a block away. So it's just very, very weird. The whole situation, they never told us, they never came to us and asked us any questions like, where would Jesse be that morning? Why would he be stealing a car? Why would he have a gun? My brother hated guns, and we were looking through his reports. When you die, they have reports of your medical history or mental health history, and we're looking through his reports. And he literally says in those reports multiple times that he hates guns. He says they are for pussies. He was a
boxer.
He was an MMA fighter, and our dad was a 3rd-degree black belt. So we fought with our hands, and we were really fast on our feet. So the officer knew my brother
they even actually said that. The officer's like, wow, that kid was so fast.
Yeah, you know, they just killed somebody, and one of the rookie, they were training a rookie that day, and the rookie, when he's going back to the police center, you know, he tells the officer, that kid was fast. You just saw somebody die on your like 5th day of training, and you're caring about someone being fast. The officer who shot, he's sitting there saying, I knew when I woke up this morning it was too early. You just killed someone. And I mean, if I was a police officer and I would be flipping the hell out, because you just took a human life. How does that not matter to you? I don't care if they were in your mind a bad guy or not. How does the loss of human life not matter to you? I mean, no remorse. Nothing. I would have been like, oh, you know, I guess I'm just different than a cop would be, because I don't understand them. They act like that they were hunting. They're all hunters. And from the day that it happened, I had written a poem, and I said, you were hunting my son. And this was before we got the body cam footage, anything where you clearly see they were hunting him. And the cop had his gun out in the car before he had even left the car, on his lap. He was ready and wanting to kill someone.
I also want to add, it was a sheriff officer in Pueblo Police city limits. So it's crazy that he was allowed to kill someone in city limits, but he's not allowed to pull us over in city limits. So it's so crazy to me that how they allowed that to happen.
Police and sheriffs were hunting him.
Yes. I don't know if I've already...
For a stolen car. Police and sheriffs were hunting him.
I don't know if I've already said this also, but the man who recorded the video, I don't know if I said this to you, but they tried to arrest him because he recorded the video without them knowing.
And he didn't want to give the cops it. He said, no, I don't have to.
And they were talking crap to him and his wife, saying they didn't see what they saw, and his wife was pregnant, and they were trying to say, oh, you just have pregnancy brain, pregnancy eyes, you didn't see what you saw.
See, because she watched it from upstairs at her house, and he was taping it from downstairs. And
their baby saw it. Their 7-year-old child
saw it, and
he said, "Why did they shoot him like that, Daddy? He didn't deserve that."
And
he told us what exactly his son
and the neighbors of the neighborhood said they were all devastated by watching. There was lots of witnesses, but you don't see them in the police reports. You only see the 2 of them because they couldn't wipe them away because there was a video. They said nobody else answered their doors.
We've had multiple people. We've done protests over there. They've come out and given us drinks, and we've asked them.
Food and drinks.
Yes, we've asked them, what did you guys see? And they tell us there was no gun. Every single person who's came to us on that block has told us there was no gun. So they use that, and I want to make that clear, they use that against us, people of color, to justify killing us. But really, it's our right to bear arms. Even, you know, there are some states it's not, but in our state of Colorado, it's our right to bear arms. What if he did have a gun, and he had his concealed carry in his wallet? That's disgusting, and the fact that they are able to, they have weapons, they draw them on us, and we can't defend ourselves, it's absurd. And my brother had a CPR license in his wallet, and it boggles my mind because they sent AMR away, the EMTs, they wrote him off, they signed him off so they couldn't take him to the hospital. So he laid there until he died. This happened at 7:20 in the morning. They didn't pronounce him dead until 1:05 p.m. He was dead there and for about 6 hours.
And they said, oh, well, he died at 7:20 in the morning, but the coroner didn't get there to pronounce him dead till then. How do we know that? How do we know that he did not lay there dying and grasping and wanting help for hours?
He didn't die that second.
And we only got 3 body cams of the 3 sheriffs. They all left the scene within 5 minutes of the scene happening.
And they made them. They said, you need to leave.
The Pueblo Police Department was on scene the rest of the day, and you do not see 1 body cam.
They wouldn't give us any of their body cam footage. I wanted to say something else, but I totally forgot. But my point about having a gun, if it's their right to have a gun, if it's a right for a white man to protect his family at his home or going to Walmart, why is it not our right as a brown person, as a black person? Why are we not allowed to do that and protect ourselves?
When you do it, they watch you.
Whether there was a gun or not, that's my point I wanted to prove, because a lot of our stories are heard that they had a weapon. And it doesn't matter if there was a weapon or not, it's our right to protect ourselves. Just like they feel that it's their right, but the difference is they are a professional person. They work there. We are citizens, and we are protecting ourselves from no type of schooling or, law enforcement are trained. We're not trained. So it's the fact that we have no rights or nothing compared to law enforcement. And I said this to another man over there that was talking about our story, and I said it streams from genocide and slavery patrol. It's all connected, and that's what our very law enforcement is today. It streams from hundreds of years ago of our ancestors being killed in mass areas. There's so much of us that they couldn't kill us all off. And now they had systems to try and separate us and segregate us and put us in the worst type of environment, so we die, so we get sick, so we kill each other. That's what their plan is. And that's all along has been their plan since so many decades. It's all connected. Whether we want to see it or not, we need to start opening our eyes to that genocide and slavery patrol is literally our police today.
She said it.
Is there anything else you guys want to add? What do you guys want the world to know about Jesse Cedillo?
Well, can I say a little bit? My brother would always ask me to pick his clothes out for him because he said I dress good. So I remember the last time I ever got to see my brother, I picked his clothes out, and he goes, "What should I wear? Should I wear this leather jacket or this blue one?" And I said, "Wear the leather jacket so you could wear a white shirt under it and you could show your chain." And he literally did that, and he has a picture of it. And he took a picture, and he's like holding his shirt. My brother was very, very sweet. And I know we'll sit there and we'll say that about our loved ones who passed away because they are sweet. But my brother was one of the most down-to-earth, genuine people you will ever meet. In fact, most of the reasons why he was in trouble as a kid, he would always take the blame for his friends. And it's crazy because that's what happened now. He's taking the blame for everything. I know my brother, I know where his heart was, and me and him are a lot alike, so.
My son was a one of a kind. There was a letter from a teacher of his who cried and said that he was the greatest student that she had ever seen. That when he was in her class, he had been in a boys' home, and he came to class prepared, and he did his work, and he did everything, and that a kid came in, and he was sad, and he was unprepared, and, everybody was kind of laughing at the kid, and my son said, "Hey, hold on a second." He gave him a notebook, and he gave him, was writing utensils, and that's who my son was. Right before he died, I had given him $500. He gave it to one of his friends because his friend was homeless and didn't have anywhere to stay, and I didn't know about this until after he died. That's who Jesse Cedillo was. And
he literally gave the shirt off his back, and that's a saying, but he literally gave his shirt off his back to people.
He did. And all he ever wanted to do was help kids. He wanted to open a martial arts gym that was also a center for youth, where they would get on-hands counseling. Like he said, if they played with the kids, taught the kids would be able to open up to them more. The counselors were actual karate instructors or gymnastics or things like that. That was his plan, and he had plans wrote up that this is how I want to do it. And this is what the teacher had wrote in that letter as well, that this is what I'm going to do with my life. He had the plans, and they stole it from him. They stole it from
He
us.
wanted to do something that he never got as a kid. We had a rough life, and I don't want to speak on it because there's too much people waiting, but we had a really rough life, and he wanted to help people who were just like us. So one day we're going to make that happen for him.
We will open his center. That is our goal, and that is my dream. And we will open the Jesse Cedillo Center for youth. We will.
Thank you. Justice for Jesse.
Justice for Jesse.
Justice for Jesse.
Thank you both.
Thank you.